Hi, I'm Rebecca. No, Paul.
You're Paul, I'm Rebecca.
We make videos about old abandoned railways, canals, old Roman roads, anything where there's a route involved. Speaking of routes, we're back at our roots today and we're doing an old abandoned railway.
Oh yeah, and we've got a corker for you today.
Speaking of corks, we're doing the Castleman Corkscrew.
Oh, see what I did there?
Just up Castleman Trail. So, welcome to Every Disused Station. Who knows what episode? Who cares what episode? We're starting today our journey just north of Poole, actually on the spot where Broadstone Station was on the Somerset and Dorset line. We're branching off with one of the earliest railways in the country, and we're going to find out why exactly it was so bendy. Let's go. So this is all the start of our journey. Broadstone Station, as I said, probably I think built for the Somerset and Dorset, maybe 35 years after our line today was built. Nevertheless, it's the start of today's journey. And all this just here where the sports centre and their library is now, I think, was part of this station. There's a few lovely pictures here because it was quite a big junction in its heyday. Right, so we've headed north now a few miles and we're at the first stop on this line, Wimborne. Now we're just trying to navigate our way through an embankment. The River Stour is just there, so we assume there would have been a huge viaduct or something significant there, but there isn't anymore. We've just got 100 yards or so to go and we've climbed up this embankment because it's here, so why not? Best. Opens up a bit now. Right, so 100 yards ahead of us was Wimborne. Now, like Broadstone, that acted as a junction and an interchange when the Somerset and Dorset came along. Lost Rebecca. So again, like Broadstone, it was a significant station. And we'll come to that shortly, and we'll also start asking the question of why this line was so bendy. So just ahead of us, it looks like the site of Wimborne Station is now an industrial estate, but we've still seen a few little bits to the south of Wimborne on the floor, some ground frame, I think, for signals and bits like that. So it hasn't been a wasted journey on this embankment. So we're slowly heading towards the good stuff, and by good stuff I mean a bit more scenic, a bit more rural, a bit prettier.
Yeah.
I mean, look where we are now. We're just approaching Ashley Heath, which is pretty cool. Now we can start to think about the story of why this railway bent so much and why I love it so much. And we've been meaning to do it for a very long time. I don't know why we haven't really ticked it off, because it tells such an important story in the development of the railway. You see, the first railway in this area was the London and Southampton Railway, built 1839-1840 by London and Southampton Railway Company. Now, within a year or so, they changed their name to London and Southwestern Railway, highly likely to mark their desire to grab a bigger territory and be a big player in this newfangled railway scheme. Now, a man called Castleman, who lived back in Wimborne, he was a solicitor, and he did something extremely clever. We'll come to that just after the next stop here, which I can see ahead of me. Look at this, Rebecca. This is Ashley Heath Halt.
Okay.
Ashley Heath. Wasn't expecting this. Love this, as we always say, when there's a little bit of the community have come together and somehow, well, they did at one point make an effort to recognise the heritage in the area. Ashley Heath Halt sign, little railway sign there.
It's a hefty halt.
It's a hefty halt. Could do with a bit of TLC, I guess. Just coming up to the main road. I think we can cross the main road and carry on the Castleman Trail. Just left Ashley Heath, an emerging town, hence the need apparently to put a halt in 1927. So Castleman gathered a team to propose a route. Now, as a solicitor and not a railway company, that seems quite bizarre, but I guess if he, for want of a better word, patented that route or sold the idea of that route, he could get on board and maybe get some shares or profits from the line. So he did just that, and he gathered a man in particular called William Mawson. Mawson had worked on the London and Birmingham Railway sort of about 8 or 9 years prior to this, and they came up with a route. but they needed to do something else. They couldn't just sit and go, hey, here's a route. They needed the backing of a significant company. So he approached London Southwestern Railway as his next move. So we've reached the heart of the New Forest. Are we in the heart of the New Forest?
I'm not sure where the heart of the New Forest is. We're in the New Forest.
Here is the heart of the New Forest.
Okay.
We left Ringwood behind. We didn't stop at Ringwood. We've been there before. We've ticked off. But now we're on to the bit that we've really been keen to walk along. We're coming up to Holmesley, I think, which is a nice little tea room. So we might be able to grab ourselves a cheeky sandwich.
I'm a little bit peckish.
Good. Right, that's coming up. Getting back on the history. Castleman approached London Southwestern Railway, as we've discussed, with this wonderful route. Help them get down to Exeter. All planned, all drawn out for them. They didn't need to do any work. They said no. They said, well, we're going via Salisbury, this prosperous town of Salisbury, business on the way. Castleman was a bit gutted because you can think of all the time and effort he'd invested and the money he probably paid the other people in his little group, and he did something exceptionally clever. He approached GWR. Now they bit his hand off, as you can imagine. GWR, all of a sudden, on their table lay this route that would take them to Southampton, London Southwestern Railway's now hometown. London Southwestern Railway proposed another route, a separate route, and it was seen as a dirty tactic by locals, and one that wasn't really going to persuade anybody that this was for the good of the town folk. So it went to Parliament, and on that same day, bear in mind this is very early railway mania, on the same day there was 258 other railways proposed. The Railway Board, the Board of Trade, all were deciding which routes would be picked. They didn't want too many routes in the same area. And it was approved, just like that. It was approved. Castleman very happy, GWR extremely happy. But there was one drawback. When this was approved, it was actually done so with the backing that and the proviso that Castleman's route would be taken up by London Southwestern Railway, not by GWR. Now, how that came to conclusion, I've no idea, but ironically Castleman got his original wish. That route would be run by London Southwestern Railway. Question number one, what's for lunch?
Oh, something tasty.
Holmesley's just like a half a mile ahead, if that. Question number two, let's just clamber up. Oh. Why was this railway so bendy, especially through the New Forest? We still haven't addressed that yet, but we will do very shortly. But have a look at this little brook down there. It's all lined by sleepers, so I guess that's post railway, or maybe they did that during the railway. Right, onwards to Holmesley, and let's see what's for lunch, yeah? I mean, you know, this is your railway station.
This is a railway station. Look what I've got. Look.
Yeah. Two thoughts. Number one, the bridge isn't repaired and it's gone early 2020, unlike that sign. Number two, Ray, don't advertise your YouTube channel by sticking stickers on places around the New Forest, dude. I'm sure your channel's great, your content's great. Let it talk for itself on YouTube. You don't need to litter everywhere, my man. So Holmesley was tasty.
Oh my goodness, wasn't it?
Not just like a nice disused station, there's now obviously a tea room. But it was really well organised. I mean, I'm 5 stars, right, for me.
Oh, definitely. Well recommended.
Recommended. Organised, quick service, lovely food. So, you know, I don't want to appear like we're coming across like an advert for the tea rooms there, but...
Oh my goodness, yes, go there.
So, we're now almost towards the Brockenhurst junction, where at one point in time there were 3 junctions, one down to Lyndhurst, Lymington, the main line that is there now, which would have been the ultimate demise of this railway. So come the Victorian era, everybody did indeed start wanting to go to the beach, and a line, I think Bournemouth East Station was open, and that connected Brockenhurst ahead of us down the south coast. Now there's a lot more complications in history to this line, and you can read up on it forever, but it's not really for a YouTube video. What is for a YouTube video, however, is this gorgeous thing behind us. Big skew arch bridge which carries a road over it at the moment, lovely brickwork underneath. It's even got these wonderful little other arches which I don't know what they're for. I can't really tell, other than maybe it's just for a structure, maybe it's for the integrity of the bridge over the large cutting, or perhaps even for cattle and that sort of thing, which makes sense. We'll come to cattle shortly, because that's potentially part reason why this line is so bendy and coined the nickname the Corkscrew, or the Castleman Corkscrew. Another one up there, Rebecca, look, on the other side. Oh, and bright sunshine. If you have a look at the current road alignment for the M27, it goes from Southampton broadly down to Bournemouth and Wimborne and that sort of area. It kind of goes in a straight line, more or less. That was the original intended route for the railway. However, on the final plan, just before it was being built, I believe the commissioners for the forest and the woods stepped in and said, well, this can't go anywhere near Lyndhurst. I guess Lyndhurst, very historic town, lots of history, and they didn't want a railway, one of these new fandangled railways, anywhere near it. So the route had to head very south and cause some huge bends. Now I think it had already been dubbed the Corkscrew well before then, but nevertheless this really cemented in that nickname which stuck forever. 180 years later we're still talking about the Castleman Corkscrew.
Proper square road.
So Castleman did get his wish of joining Southampton down to Dorchester via his Castleman route. So we've been, Paul and Rebecca, we've been exploring the Castleman Corkscrew as another train leaves this station off towards the west and Bournemouth. We hope you enjoyed this little adventure. Back next week with another one, very similar. If you've liked this, we'd love you to hit the like button.
Yes, please.
And consider subscribing if you would, make us very happy.
Yeah.
And we'll see you this time next week. For the perfect walk past. I say perfect, it might be rubbish. Oh. On there. Just there.
Yeah, okay.
Oh god. Right.
Damn.
Don't be
No
like
outtakes, everybody. No outtakes.